transit point. It is the devil's junction. Now, this is what they are doing now because they are struggling. Yatiano Meka just say, oh, Bank of Ghana 4% town Bank of Ghana headquarters. No. And yes, why in the quiet investigations? No? Why in the cover story in the buy? Ninjina Swan is saying, the Omakacha and say, Omon Asuna. This cannot be journalism. A simple or a young TikTok blogger is more important now, relevant than multimedia. Because now, multimedia, this kind of Yekeka Media House, Yekeka Joy News. Now, basically, when we ask them, how did you get to the conclusion, say, Bank of Ghana person Tom headquarters, so Yekeka. And this is the so-called CLS DNDN Media House. We are asking you, the difference between you and a TikToker. Maybe the difference between you and Kevin Taylor or anybody else is say, you pride yourself, say, you people have concrete evidence, reliable sources, and then fact-based journalism. So, an issue like a whole Bank of Ghana, that is a national asset. If you are going to tell Ghanaians that it is going to be sold by Bank of Ghana, you need to give us more than telling us your sources. Yeah, kika. Then it means only TikTokers, no, Joy News or Joy News Online and TikTokers, they are not different, because you cannot even tell us where your facts are from. Now, when you read a story, this is what they said. The multi-purpose complex known as the Bank Square replaced Bank of Ghana's 69-year-old previous headquarters. It was built under the erstwhile Akufo-Addo's government at a cost of over $260 million as a befitting legacy for the central bank after more than 6 decades of service. Now, however, the current management, backed by the government, you see where the story started. Now, what they are trying to do is they are trying to create the impression in the minds of people, say, Akufo-Addo the CKB Bank of Ghana headquarters. Now, Akufo-Addo aban no ene de musika siye na aban we na abano. So we hear the second paragraph. However, the current management, backed by the government. So you see what they are doing? They are doing jandam. They are doing politics. That is why they could not tell you, say, Asimesi went out to do the investigations. So if you have any question this our reporter. That is why they said sources tell them, because what they were doing is they were trying to join the government. They were trying to then bring in the government to destroy the name of the government. All that they were trying to do here was that they wanted to disgrace the government. That is Joy News. Into here, second paragraph. However, the current management, backed by the government, is now pursuing in quote, a sale and lease back arrangement according to the sources. So right now, Joy News catcher say, Bank of Ghana Dana Akufo-Addo didn't see a see, Akufo-Addo aban see, almost say, and the John Mahama abano back the management of the Bank of Ghana, meaning they are saying, say, Abano supported the governor of Bank of Ghana. This story they wrote, the intention is to destroy people, their credibility. John Mahama abano percent or ton Akufo-Addo. Ne dina wesino Akufo-Addo kwasi ampe wo sika obesi dan papa koda wotin papa fie. You get it? So you need to understand the say they are lying. They were just trying to put something in the system. Now, so I'll read this story. Serious discussion have reportedly taken place with Bank of Ghana leadership said to be strong advocates for disposing of the prestigious national asset. I'm saying, Koma Koso, Ama, Bank of Ghana and Pedifona, your margin say, Omobeton Dino. Yes, why in a quiet story, no? Fact, Ben Kutano, almost say yetete, yakeka. So, a media house like this, which was built with cocaine money, and put out a story like this without any concrete reporter, evidence. Anybody can write this story. I can basically get up one day and write a story, say, the owner, with all due respect, these are not facts, the owner of multimedia, Kwesi Dien, today his colleagues from the US are chasing him around, trying to take over multimedia because Kwesi Chum owes them a bag of cocaine. When I put story like this out and tell people, our sources tell us, how is Kwesi Chum going to take the story? How is Kwesi Chum going to take the story? Say me sorry anopa na me beka say eye Kwesi Chum omo a oni omo ye cocaine a omo di sisa sika no ebesi multimedia Joy News no ende omo from America ba sibia Canada Japan kan no omo tata Kwesi Chum say omo beje multimedia nafa na asem ye ninjina so na me di gina so kan say metete. Are you going to take me serious? Are you actually going to take me serious as a journalist sitting here explaining things to you? So these are all speculative. Now, where did they pick the story from? Because they wanted to destroy this government. Now, multimedia has become yakeke media, yakeka media. Yakeka multimedia, no? Now, they went all the way back 2025. Now, again, omuko 2025. It's omuka sa semwe no. And omubuso omu say into omu sources when so your video be the betremo. A video be so Ato Forsen can send me 2025 already budget review no. Let's go listen to Ato Forsen what he said.
And then you're talking about the Cocoa Road, exactly what you're talking about. That's 5.7 billion.
This one is road fund.
Road fund, the road fund, yes. Road fund. Yes.
Road fund also owe contractors approximately 6 billion Ghana cedis.
And this is the thing that surprised me. BOG is asking for a bailout.
Yes.
53 billion cedis. For what? You say to deal with the negative equity.
Yes.
And this is on the back of the report that showed that there's 60 billion hole.
You remember in my previous life as the minority leader, I kept saying that Bank of Ghana had generated so much debt, so much, deficit. As a result, their balance sheet is not healthy, and that they have generated negative equity. Apparently, the previous administration and the Bank of Ghana had signed an MOU for the government of Ghana, or the taxpayer, to recapitalize the central bank with 53 billion Ghana cedis.
Do you have the money?
I've asked the Bank of Ghana to look within and cut expenditure because the taxpayer cannot afford 53 billion. And I've communicated that to the government.
But they already have an agreement with government.
But they can look within. They can look within. First of all, they have to look within. You know, you've seen their new head office, very big building. They have a choice to sell and lease back if they want to. They have to look within and cut expenditure and reduce. Evans, the taxpayer cannot afford 53 billion Ghana cedis. Giving 53 billion Ghana cedis to the central bank will simply mean that we will have to deny the taxpayer some public good, like roads, like schools, like hospitals. Is that what we want? Can we afford it at this stage? The question is no. The answer is no. We cannot be able to afford that. And so the central bank must look within. They have hotels like guest house and others. Why are they in guest house? Can they sell some of them and use the money to recapitalize? The taxpayer cannot be used as a punching bag. So I've said to them they should look within. Luckily for me, the governor is on board. And I expect the governor to look within and cut expenditure to reflect the needs of the bank.
If they come to you with, their share of the bargain, would you meet them halfway? Or you want them to
the central bank
find all 53 billion?
If the central bank is able to come to me with a reasonable offer, we can have a conversation.
Okay.
But it must start from them. And I have also said that they may also have to consider plowing back their profit over the next 10 years to recapitalize it. That can also be done. It depends.
But what is the implication if they don't do this quickly? Can they survive?
It is not a problem. The bank can survive. See, first of all, what they need to do is to, as soon as possible, generate enough cash to be able to run the affairs of the
bank. I had almost say, information free. This is 2025. At force an everyday budget, or yeah, Najun say he'll go on TV and explain the budget to Ghanaians, which Oforiatta never did for the past 8 years. Omedi president, when MPP were in power for 8 years, we never saw Oforiatta go on any media house after reading the budget to explain into detail what the budget actually means. In Kwasiafoe, they never did it. Now, to this Jandam. So this video 2025, at first read the budget review, and Oba read the TV so in the conversation about say, a Bank of Ghana, MPP free power, no more bobesia, a car, 60 billion cedis da ho. 60 billion. And in common one at first the car say, Bank of Ghana say, a buying any Ghana for yet why you tianmus 53 billion and fanko tia sakano. And at first the car say, saa de ne de onfa saa how no embeto de Ghana for so because say only 53 billion emfa nkotua a car Bank of Ghana and the MPP omo bottle wa na nka oso mo responsible na nka oso mo hu say Ghana for na bank ni omo dia na ni se nka omo de saa eka to Ghana for so see nyanse bi anim na Bank of Ghana na ewo ho no eye entity anase eno se ye edien eye dwumaku a omoso ewo edien enjapade a ene se bi onyoma esom omobo a omobetum dia kwasi awawa. In fact, so omo office fufuro ya omutimi eye office so pa so omo di bi be rent omo di bi be leasing kofo na be 10 years no mo di ateka omo ya no masa take over. It is not wrong. Or see Bank of Ghana for omo hotels omo nyoma eye omo properties and your omo tobi. Na mo fasa sika no 60 billion can be. Na ono ato force in there. Enya dia obetam Ghana for yet to eda ho 60 billion and 53 billion. Embetia eye Bank of Ghana. Eye dia MPP eka omo boto ho. Na Bank of Ghana no omo ankasa ntena se. Na ankasa omo nhwe omo ho. Nyoma omo betumi aye ede aso eka we ano. These were the words of Ato Forsen. Or say Bank of Ghana for eye dwumaku a eso. Omo guest house, omo hotels. Or say, abdan no mutimu krampo no. E dan so pa. Omo tme decide somebody be ma rent. Na omo gisa sika de bi ati omo kaso. Ena etikese kerenkere busa ne se. Na adenti na on time Ghana sika enti na so da bi anya ne sa. E wo so Bank of Ghana for dia. Na MPP for betena so no. Eye eka na omo jiri go no. Na omo catch from se ebe haye. Inti o se ono Ato Forsen there. Only problem. Bank of Ghana for sebio omo ye premanfo a ende omo starting check say eye nyoma bi a omo ya ema eka no ebe ka ho no omo nte so they should look within omo onjapade omo nyoma bi a omo betumi dia kwasi awawa e betumi ate omo ka no so bi ena o ka say etikese kere ka say they say Bank of Ghana for enya sika ni bi a wa wo ye finance minister wudi Ghana for enim e de omo to ye adwuma no wo be hia omo so etua kakra o say one de oye nipa. So Bank of Ghana for chere so omo betumi ankasa ahwo omo dwumadiem na omo betumi enya sika bi dia betua eka we bia 53 billion a why not obehye omo ne omo di nkomo se nyansa wo msa wo so omo kakra de ti omo kan so a obeye saa asem we Ato Forsen kan we engina TV so anka da se Bank of Ghana for nkoton edan no brofo omo mienu di ye no there was nowhere Ato Forsen suggested. Ato Forsen in his statement he said he asked Bank of Ghana to look within. Is the headquarters the only property of Bank of Ghana? Bank of Ghana has hotels. Bank of Ghana has investment. Some investment that are not important. He even said they have hotels and other things. He said Bank of Ghana should look within. So how come say brofu were clear a year ago? Na ende a year cocaine media join his ecofa story way by say yati say Bank of Ghana beton na omo de edani nyina be mahai. They don't do that. This is a media house. Yes, sir. MPP abai be board be 60 billion. Sa audit no at a point you be won send photo gold watch be $5 million gold watch. And that audit is still ongoing. They have even finished the audit. So how can a media house, Asama finance minister, can a year? He was not even emphatic. He was not even pressurizing Bank of Ghana. He was suggesting. Ato Forsen was telling them, he was advising they should look within. And then Yatia no kachre say Bank of Ghana for beton omo dino e dia mahai ene ade na abai way ene e shechire. Are you stupid? How do you call yourself a media house? Are you stupid? This is a national asset. Na yebusa mo say munjina so ne say mo say yekeka yetete kwasiafo mo tete say yekeka no wonframem na mo tete na mo jimi. At least you can walk to the Bank of Ghana and question the governor. You can basically tell us what exactly the governor said. You can walk to the Bank of Ghana. There's the deputy governor. You can walk to the Bank of Ghana. There's the public relations officer. How do you put such a story out? Even if today the Bank of Ghana, this is their building, they decide to rent half to pay their debt, is it a crime? Even today, so Bank of Ghana, it decided, say, this building, the rooms are too many. There are a lot of rooms here we are not using. We want to rent this out for 10 years and take $20 million for a month. Is it wrong? Because Bank of Ghana need to pay their debt. A Ghana boy also butia. Or no Ato Forsen say nya de ko tam Ghana for sika. You betum dey school. You betum dey aye kwan. You betum dey aye nyomampunto bi enko Bank of Ghana ko kaso. If your time na mo boss aka no. Na Ato Forsen opposition or catch them say, "Dey na mo ye ne nye." And so mon kwasiafo etina ho support Bank of Ghana. Inti Me, I would prefer the Bank of Ghana a that way only half guarantee. I will prefer. Because enya dia me know yadi taxes ever bet your Bank of Ghana a 53 billion. I'm not going to pay that, and you are not ready to pay that because I buy an argument say or per se otiasa 53 billion my Bank of Ghana. E o see the taxes but also. Now 53 billion when a boss I can to a NPP Kufuado Addison at the Bank of Ghana in a year almost to be bob a 60 billion. And they say, Argentina, NDC, me a president of the Republic of Ghana. Kochirame press conference. Good evening, fellow Ghanaians. What I want to tell you is simple. The Bank of Ghana is in debt. And they need to pay about 60 billion to offset that debt. What we've realized is that the new building, the headquarters of Bank of Ghana, is empty. In fact, they are using only 3 floors. So we will suggest to the Bank of Ghana to rent out the rest of the offices. The money that comes out from the rentals or the leasing of the offices will be used to offset some of the debt. Thank you, Ghanaians. I appreciate. God bless you. God bless Ghana. Pam 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 pam. The only thing I want to say is kwasiafo. Na ye maame ekuata. Odi na metu asaka no. Mo yan kwasiafo. Na mo manya no fo Ghana ho na mo jimi.